What made 1992 a golden year for hip-hop? It was a time when the industry had raw, unfiltered talent, ready to redefine the game. That year saw the birth of several iconic debut albums that not only made waves in the charts, but also helped build the future of the hip-hop industry. Kicking things off, we go to Texas with UGK's Too Hard to Swallow. This debut from the Port Arthur, Texas duo, Bun B and Pimp C, was a game changer. It was an album that started to put Southern hip-hop on the map, mixing soulful beats with gritty lyrics that painted a picture of Southern life. It was Too Hard to Swallow that set the stage for UGK's future work, their own style reverberating through their albums that followed. Their unapologetic style resonated with many, and they rose to prominence, becoming a staple in the hip-hop game. UGK's influence wasn't limited to their own work. They paved the way for many Southern rappers after them. From their debut album to their final album, UGK's contribution to the game can't be overstated. It truly paved the way for Southern hip-hop to shine. R.I.P. to Pimp C. Next up, from Chi-Town, we got Common's Can I Borrow a Dollar, an album that truly left its mark. Common, then known as Common Sense, showcased his lyrical talents and storytelling ability, setting a new standard for conscious rap. His thought-provoking lyrics blended with jazz-infused beats, creating a sound that was both pleasing and mentally stimulating. Common's influence didn't stop at Can I Borrow a Dollar. In fact, it was just the beginning. The Chicago native went on to release a string of successful albums, transforming and evolving with the times while staying true to his conscious rap roots. From his philanthropic efforts to his ventures into acting, Common's impact extends far beyond the hip-hop industry. Uplifting messages from Arrested Development's album. 3 years, 5 months, and 2 days in the life of. It brought a refreshing perspective to rap, highlighting social issues with an optimistic lens. It was a symbol of positivity that helped mold the future of alternative hip-hop. It also brought Southern rap into the mainstream with huge success. The album went 4 times platinum with Tennessee, People Every Day, Mr. Wendell, and opened the door for more Atlanta, Georgia artists in the future. Newark, New Jersey's own gave us Redman's What the Album. His debut brought a fresh comedic vibe to the game. Redman's tongue-in-cheek lyrics and animated delivery turned heads, putting a lighthearted spin on the gritty reality of the streets. It's regarded by the streets and critics as one of the greatest hip-hop albums of all time. He went on to collaborate with Method Man in future projects as well. His influence didn't stop with rapping. He had probably the greatest episode in MTV Cribs history. Redman's charismatic persona, along with Method Man, found a home in movies and TV, proving that hip-hop could cross boundaries and redefine norms. In the aftermath of Dr. Dre's abrupt departure from NWA, a group that spearheaded the hardcore rap scene of the late 80s, December of '92 saw the birth of The Chronic. It was Dre's opportunity to test his solo skills. It was in this creative period that Dr. Dre showcased his innovative use of funk samples, layered beats, and cinematic soundscapes. The Chronic emerged as Dre's first solo album, released under the banner of Death Row Records. This was a turning point in hip-hop, where the newly introduced G-Funk subgenre took center stage. The original funk sound with a gangster twist. It propelled West Coast flavor into the heart of mainstream hip-hop. But The Chronic wasn't just a creative experiment, it was a commercial giant. In the wake of its release, countless artists and albums have sought to emulate Dre's masterful stylings. On the way to becoming hip-hop's first billionaire, the legacy of The Chronic remains a testament to Dr. Dre's creative genius and its impact on the global scene. 1992 was indeed a year to remember. It was a year of game changers, of artists breaking out of their shells and leaving a mark on the industry. These debut albums not only shaped the course of hip-hop in 1992, but left an imprint on the game for years to come. Before we start talking about the legends that made their debuts in 93, for 1992, it's a wrap.